Heidi here from Rain Country Homestead. God is good all the time. Today I'm going to start teaching you how to work towards doing amigurumi. Now this, my hobs, I really don't have any more stuffed guys. I've made so many different types of stuffed guys, but most of them have been sold or given away as gifts. And the only thing I still have is hobs. Now, all amigurumi, as I've shown you in another video, is worked by a spiral. You always start in the center. Well, this part here is not a spiral, but like his head started from here and it spiraled out, and so you do increases to get wider and then decreases to make it narrower. Same thing with the legs. They all started here. Okay, so to get that nice end here without a big hole, like you do with a granny square, usually a chain 3 or 4, and then you link it together to make a ring, and then you crochet into that ring. Well, this is different. That other method won't. You're not going to get a nice tight stitch like this if you don't have your magic circle. Now, typically amigurumi, you're going to use a much smaller hook, like an H at the biggest on down. I'm using this because it's what's in here. All my hooks are in the other room and I don't feel like getting them. So instead of starting your thing like this, like you normally would, you're going to go like this. And I'm going to do this a few times because it's going to be tricky. I wrap it a couple of times so the yarn looks like this on my fingers. Okay? So you're going to go in through this way. You're going to hook this piece over here and you're going to bring it up. Okay, now you're going to have to grab that and hang on to it. This is the way I do it. Now I have a ring right here. Okay, and now I'm going to do one chain. You got to hold on to all that, otherwise you'll lose it. Now, then you start working your single crochets. Getting that first single crochet into that ring is going to be the hardest part. Actually, just everything up to that first single crochet. And for some reason, I'm having a hard time there. Okay, then you're going to work however many single crochets total you're supposed to have. So I typically, when I'm designing amigurumi, I always do it in increments of 5s. So my first round is going to be 5 single crochets total. Okay, let me do that again. So again, your normal way of hooking it's going to look like this. And that's how you're going to tie on the magic circle. You have to wrap it twice, like so. You might want to leave a longer tail. Let me do that again, wrapping it twice. And then grabbing onto that end with your thumb to lock that in place, just to hold it there. Go in this way, grab this, keep holding, and then do your chain. Keep holding it like that as long as you can. Do your chain 1. Now, working into this ring. Okay, I'm not used to doing this with such a big hook. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to do that again. The next video I'll show you how to then increase and do your rounds from there, because it's going to work in a spiral. It's different than working regular rounds. Okay, wrapping it. I want to show it a few times because each time I do it, it's going to look a little bit different anyway. Going in through this way. Now remember, you can always replay this, slow it down. Okay, now I've pulled up a loop. Now I'm going to grab another one so I can do a single crochet. Notice I didn't let go of that until after I got that chain. Okay. Normally I don't let go of it quite like that. You may want to keep holding it because it's kind of difficult to get it until you get that first single crochet. Then from here it gets easier. Once you kind of have something more to hold on to, it gets easier. Okay, so let's say I got my 5. Now this is what makes it a magic circle. So I pull it, I pull that tail, and now I have this nice tight center. And then I'm gonna keep working around the chains, and that's how you get that spiral. Okay, I'm gonna do this again. I'm having a hard time because I'm trying to just slow this down. This is one of those things I still go a little slower than usual anyway when I'm doing it, but I'm still not used to going this slow. Hook in from the top where the fingertips are, then coming under this, grabbing this piece of yarn here, pull it underneath and up, and then make sure it's wrapped good. Now go over this way. Hope I'm getting all this in here. Might be holding it too high. And then chain one. Now you're gonna go under. This is the ring right here. You're gonna hook that. Now you're gonna let go right there so that you can come around, get a hold of this to finish off that first single crochet. Okay, and again, let me finish this out. 4, 5. Now if you're reading a pattern, it may have 6, it may even have 10. I pull that tail, and now I've got a nice tight, you want to get it to where you can't even see a hole. That's your point. And that's why this is typically done with a much smaller hook too, because you don't want to have big gaps. So one more time. I'll see if I can get a better angle here. Coming through the top. I'm grabbing this piece of yarn right here and bringing it. I'm trying to get as many different angles there as I can. Up like that. Now, this piece of yarn that's coming down that I'm anchoring with my fingers, that's the one I'm going to grab to get that chain. Okay, and that chain is not going to count as a stitch. This, however, when I go into the single crochet, is. You do that single crochet, you work it the same way, you start it the same way you did that chain. And there's my first single crochet. Right? Make sure you pull that tail out and then finish out however many stitches you're supposed to do around. Take the tail and pull it tight. And then you'll finish working your project from there. So for something like this, you're gonna have to do that magic circle. Let's see, I had to do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In fact, I had to do the ears that way too. 8, 9. There was 9 magic circles I had to work right there. And then the head and the arms and all that, you stitch that on with a needle. One more time, different angle. Wrapping twice. Anchoring it with my thumb there. And then I'm going to anchor with my other fingers here, coming in through the top. Grabbing this piece of yarn here, the one that's going across, closest to my thumb, pulling it up, and now I'm just going to move the hook so it's like this. That make sure it's on there. Now I'm going to go through here and grab this piece of yarn and make my chain. Now I'm going to go under. Okay, let me show that again. I'm going to go under that, hook, bring it up. Now I've got 2 loops on the hook. I'm going to let go, wrap, that's your yarn over. Now notice I'm pinching it because you're going to have to do this because you have very little that you're anchored on here. Whoop. And then pull that through. There's your single crochet. So again, once you get that first single crochet in there, then the rest of the stitching is easy because then it's all kind of holds into place, and then you can hold it with your fingers, and then you just pull that tail to tighten it up. All right, so hopefully that was good enough. That was a good demonstration. I felt like I was having a hard time getting a good angle that you could really see that. So anyway, next video I'll cover how to move on to your amigurumi and how to count and work in your spirals. All right, thanks for watching. Take